I can sense the vibe everywhere we go, every block, and especially at any bar and restaurant. It's all about the aloha spirit at home and the aloha spirit following Dylan everywhere he goes.
Well, it's game day in Indianapolis as the top-ranked Oregon Ducks face off against number 3 Penn State. That fan we just saw visiting Portland from his home state of Hawaii, showing his support for quarterback and Hawaii native Dylan Gabriel. Well, here's a live look now inside Birdie Time Pub in Portland, which is hosting one of the local watch parties. As you can see, tons of excited Ducks fans inside, ready for the big game. Thanks for joining us here at 5. I'm John Adams. The game is just about to get underway, and the excitement can be felt all across the nation. Let's go live now to our Orlando Sanchez, who's at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Orlando?
Please return such items to your...
Yeah, John, you mentioned all of those fans back home in Portland and the surrounding area in the Pacific Northwest. That final rush of fans just made their way through the gates here at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. They still have a little bit of time. I know they say the game is scheduled for 5 o'clock, but technically kickoff isn't until 5:12. So still a few more minutes if you want to get your popcorn ready, your drinks and all of that good stuff, because it is going to be quite the matchup here in the Big Ten championship game. Those Oregon Ducks trying to keep that perfect record going, undefeated at 12-0, trying to get to 13-0, number 1 ranked team in the nation against 3rd ranked Penn State. Fully expecting a defensive battle, 2 top 10 defenses going head to head. So if Dylan Gabriel and the Oregon offense can get loose, that could be the difference in this game, where points could come at a premium. But the hype is real for this game. The Ducks 3.5-point favorites, but ESPN's projection for matchups technically gives the slight edge to Penn State. So what we're saying is a close game is expected inside Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship game. Oregon's first year in the Big Ten championship, and they've gone through all of the perennial powers. Penn State, the final boss to get it done and earn that first round bye in the college football playoff, and a trip to the Rose Bowl, which will be the site for the quarterfinals. First things first, those Ducks must take care of business tonight against Penn State. John, as I mentioned, kickoff coming up at 5:12 here at Indianapolis, and you know we will have highlights and reaction coming up at 11 o'clock right here on KGW. Reporting live from Indianapolis, Orlando Sanchez, KGW Sports.
All right, Orlando, thank you. Looking forward to see what you have for us after the game. You still got 9 minutes. We'll let you go get inside the stadium. All right, turning now to weather. After a stretch of some dry weather to start the month of December, the rain has returned to parts of the viewing area today. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri joining us now with more on whether that rain's going to stick around for a while. Joe?
It certainly is, John, and I want to take you out to the Oregon coast real quick, where we're looking at some drier conditions, a little bit of some sun breaks above the Pacific Ocean, but yeah, it has definitely been a wet start to the weekend, especially throughout the metro area. Right now over in Cannon Beach, we're looking at dry weather with a temperature of 51 degrees. We go south a little bit along Highway 101 over in Newport, a temperature this hour of 46 degrees. We are kind of experiencing some spectacular sunsets, though. Of course, the sunset here locally in the metro area is at 4:27 tonight. It's going to be at 4:27 basically now until another week or so. Rainfall amounts across the metro area were kind of scattered. About 1/3 of an inch of rain over in Scappoose, over 1/2 of an inch in Vancouver and Portland. Again, we're going to add to this a little bit, but it's not going to be that constant rain that we saw earlier this morning. And I need to double check the rainfall amounts in Astoria, but yeah, you're closing in on close to 1 inch of rain right now over in Tillamook. A beautiful sunset down in the central part of the Willamette Valley from our Salem Sky Camera, where over the last couple of days you couldn't really see much in terms of conditions out there because of the freezing fog and of course those low clouds. Right now you're looking at a temperature of 48 degrees. The watches and warnings, well, especially throughout the Oregon Cascades. We'll talk more about that but in a few minutes. But John, there is a winter weather advisory in place at 3,000 feet and higher tonight all the way into tomorrow afternoon. I'll talk more about just how much snow is in the forecast in a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thank you. We'll see you later in the show. Well, a local video game store in Southeast Portland was burglarized early this morning with a thief stealing what's estimated to be hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise. Our Celine Stevens spoke with the owner today, and Celine, he told you this has happened before to them?
John, yeah, that's right. So Red Castle Games was broken into several times last year, and now a bit after 2:30 this morning, they were targeted yet again, with the thief swiping popular trading card games right off the shelves, and it was all caught on camera.
I guess it's disappointing when things like that happen, and it just is disheartening.
Early Saturday morning, security camera footage shows a thief breaking into Red Castle Games in southeast Portland.
Yeah, so we got to all the Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, and then that's when the audible alarm triggered. They quickly threw what they could in the bag and hustled out the front door.
It appears they broke in the front door, which the owner, Matthew Mitrotich, believes was done using a crowbar. The thief then heads straight to the glass display, which housed the Pokemon cards and other merchandise.
You can sort of see where our locking mechanism used to be, and he just pried the whole thing out. He damaged the glass here a bit and just went to town cleaning everything out.
The cost of what was stolen?
Probably it's only around $1,200, which is, compared to prior robberies last year, it's less impactful, though the glass and repairing the door, I mean, I'm sure it'll raise to several $1,000s.
He says the footage shows the thief was only in the store for a few minutes, getting away before police arrived. Staff removed the rest of the items left in the case due to it no longer being secure.
But it breaks my heart because it is a small business in a place where I spend a lot of money.
And this isn't the first time the small business, which has been open for almost 15 years, has been hit.
Last year it was either 5 or 6 break-ins. Our most significant one last fall, that one was a little over $60,000.
Customers who frequent the store say it's a disappointment, and for many, it's more than just a game store.
It's a local business, it's a community, and so then when people are taking from the community, they're really hurting all the people that come here.
Although Mitrotich is grateful it wasn't as bad as their previous burglaries, with only a few weeks till Christmas, he says he plans to just cut his losses to avoid insurance hikes and work on repairs.
It takes effort to be a jerk and to be a thief and to be angry. It's like, just be nice to people.
Police say the case is under investigation, and as for the owner, he says the best way for the community to help his business during this difficult time is to simply come in and shop. John?
All right, our Celine Stevens tonight. Celine, thank you. Well, new tonight, one person is dead after an early morning house fire. The Vancouver Fire Department was called to a one-story home just after 1:30 this morning on Northeast May Street off of Northeast St. John's Road. Crews arrived to find fire coming from multiple sides and a downed power line blocking the front of the house. After putting out the fire, a search found the body of an adult man. The Clark County Fire Marshal's office is investigating. Developing back in Portland, a woman has been booked on attempted murder charges after shooting a teen last night and causing a police standoff in North Portland. Officers were called to a shooting just before 6:30 in the area of North Alberta and Vancouver Avenue. Officers found the injured teen and learned the suspect, 37-year-old Natasha Millette, was hiding in a nearby apartment. Eventually, Millette surrendered herself to police and a handgun was seized. The victim is recovering in the hospital. One person was arrested this morning outside of Moda Center after allegedly stabbing someone and robbing someone else. Officers responded to a stabbing call just before 11 at North Williams Avenue in Northeast Multnomah Street. 2 people who were camping outside Moda ahead of an event say the suspect, 52-year-old Angelique Butler, threatened them with a knife and demanded their sleeping bag. Butler was found in the area with a bag and a large knife. She's been booked on robbery and weapons charges. Officers never found the stabbing victim. Portland police are asking for witnesses to reach out with any more information. And we're also tracking a stabbing incident that happened overnight in Portland. Just before 11:30 last night, police received a call from someone saying he was stabbed at the Gateway Transit Center at Northeast 99th. There, police found 2 men with injuries. The suspect or suspects had already left.